Neither Liz nor I are in a particularly good mood for being dicked around.
Oh, this is just heaven. Oh, God. I'm losing the will to live. Hello and Happy New Year. Yes, I know it's been 2022 for quite a while, but this is our very first episode of 2022. And how's it been for you so far?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. In the meantime, we have some kind of plan.
Yes, we do.
But more on that in a bit. First of all, since the borders within Malaysia are starting to open, it's an opportunity for us to discover Sabah, which is it's often labelled as sort of Malaysia's holiday destination, isn't it?
Yes, it is. They opened all of Malaysia, so all of us in Malaysia can travel anywhere we like.
Yeah, you can't travel into Malaysia though.
You've got to be here.
Yes, that's what's affecting our plans, but more on that in a bit. So, with this opportunity to travel, where do we go first? Well, look where we are. We find ourselves back up the pass towards Mount Kinabalu, which is just there. We've stopped off at our favourite little tea stop. So why are we here? That's the big question. We only came up here last week. It was literally last week that we did this trip and spent 5 days at Kinabalu Park and the surrounding areas. Well, this time we are going diving, and we're going diving down at outside of Semporna to the island of Sipadan and Mabul, and the resort island is called Kapalai. It's a long drive. It's 11 hours in total, so we've decided to do this road trip over 2 days. Stopping just outside Sandakan on the way down, spend 5 days diving, and then coming back up, spend some time at tea plantations. So this is the first log entry of our little road trip.
People may be wondering why we decided to take 2 days to drive 550 kilometres, which, to be honest, our Australian American cousins were just doing an afternoon.
First of all, you have to go through the mountains. There is no such thing as a dual carriageway in Malaysia. That's not true. There are a few, but for a lot of that travel, it's all done on single carriageways. So it's pretty slow. You're going up very steep hills. The second part of the journey is all about potholes.
Oh yeah, big time.
Lots and lots of potholes.
Roads doing that and full of holes, yes, with loads of traffic.
But it did give us a chance to see some beautiful scenery, of course. And of course, the other reason why we wanted to break this up is so that when we arrived in Semporna, we were ready for an early start to get over to Kapalai Dive Resort so we could slip in a couple of dives.
Hi!
What's your name?
My name is Masriana.
Masriana?
Yes, Masriana.
Thank you. She served us and cooked this lovely mehoon. So.
Hello.
Hello. What's your name?
I'm from Nigeria.
I'm from Malaysia.
You're from Malaysia?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Where? Whereabouts?
What do you name channel YouTube?
Ah, Follow the Boat.
Oh, yes.
They probably haven't seen a tourist here for a very long time. As we've said in the video, districts are now starting to open. This is one of the reasons why we've jumped at the chance of going diving, because international borders haven't yet opened fully, so it's only going to be local people travelling around this area. So I think we're a little bit of a novelty, although to be honest, we're always a novelty, aren't we? That is the sound of the jungle, the rainforest I should say, because we are now at Sepilok Nature Resort. This is literally just a stopover because we've just been driving for 7 hours. Kind of frustrating though. We got here, not only was our room not available, they had no record of us, they had no record of our booking. It actually wasn't too bad a drive actually. The first half was very mountainous, the second half lots more potholes and not quite as comfortable, and that's when you sort of come down into the palm plantations as well. But it's nice just to now come into the rainforest, and we are properly now back in the rainforest again, and just relax for the evening in this very quiet, tranquil setting.
That was one of the best night's sleeps I've had in a very long time, and I think you said it was the best night you'd had for months. Just gorgeous, dark room, silent, just the sounds of the insects and the little bit of pitter-pattering on the roof when we had some rain last night. So that's our first night. We've now got a 280 kilometre drive to Semporna, across the floodplains of the Kinabatangan, so it should be really interesting. It should be a nice view as we go. So early, we'll be in Semporna early afternoon, and then it's Sipadan tomorrow. But yeah, this is very nice. I feel really sorry. We both feel really sorry for the people who run this place, because they've been thrown in at the deep end early without being ready, and it showed. But the staff were very, very sweet, and they did their best.
Apart from the girl who served us breakfast in her pyjamas. After another long drive, we get to our second hotel and can't get into our room. The problem I have with these kind of situations is that there's no sense of urgency. We expect some level of service, but it's like, oh no, sorry, we'll get maintenance to help you. Now we're changing rooms.
Sixth floor. Yeah.
Sixth floor, there we go. Third time lucky.
Yeah, that's what I said to her. You know what I'm saying?
But you realise if we get this room, we have to sleep together.
I know.
The advantage of that room was we had separate beds.
Oh, you did miss something. Thank you. My toilet bag.
Third room.
Yes, hello. So we are now in room 626. Just flush the toilet. There's water all over the floor and it's not flushing properly. Well, everything's working.
I think this episode we're going to open up with the Fawlty Towers theme.
The first room we couldn't get into, and neither could the people who own or run the hotel. Nobody could open the bloody door, so they then took us to another one which had twin beds, and I'd ordered a double. They said they were very busy, very full, which is not true, clearly. So then they found a third one, which is where we are now, and it all looked great, and we started unpacking. You discovered that the sink water wasn't working, so I went in and flushed the loo, and the water came out all over the floor. So we've got no water in the sink and a loo that's... Oh God, I'm losing the will to live.
It's next morning, as you can see. We're on the dock of the Kapalai Express. That's the name I've given the boat. So this is a private jetty where people staying at Kapalai get picked up. So we've been told, get here for 9:30, catch the 9:30. Then we were told, no, get the 10:30. Now we're told that we've got here, no, it's going to be the 12:30. So we're not entirely sure what's going on. We're not in the best of moods, to be honest, because that hotel we stayed at last night was a comedy of errors, and it didn't stop after we did our last recording yesterday. But I don't want to dwell on that because it's just too depressing. But needless to say, neither Liz nor I are in a particularly good mood for being dicked around. So I think when they told us we're getting the 12:30, that's 3.5 hours away, we just said, no, we're getting the 9:30, get us over there. We're just keen to get our trunks on and get in that water and hopefully get some diving in today. If we're lucky, we will see.
Right, the first thing that strikes me is all the foliage, all the plants and the flowers. It's just lovely.
And I think we've got a nice little greeting coming up as well.
Yeah. Hello. Hello, good morning. Beautiful. Yeah.
You know you've made it when you're being driven around in a golf buggy. So we have just had our orientation and we were given two choices. One was to do our orientation dive, which is just a quick 20-minute dive after lunch and then rest for the rest of the day, or do it now so that we get a boat dive in this afternoon. And no prizes for guessing which option we went for.
We mentioned earlier that we do have plans for 2022, but with all the border closures, reopenings, closings, reopenings, visas, we're never quite sure what we're going to be doing from one day to the next. So to put it on video is even more ridiculous because we're ahead at the moment. So to get around that, what we've decided to do is do kind of YouTube podcasts on the day. So the day before we'll record and then we'll put them out the day after. So you'll see this on the Sunday night, Monday morning, whenever you see it, and you'll see a podcast related to this episode later the same week.
So if you want to be part of this, don't forget of course to subscribe to this channel and make sure you click that notification bell, because so many people are getting in touch saying, I haven't seen one of your videos in ages, and that is because YouTube algorithm, don't go there, so click the notification bell. It's been a few hours now since I last spoke to camera, which was probably me bitching, complaining about the previous hotels. Well, the good news is this place makes up for it. If you like diving, you're going to love this place. It's pretty much like the Maldives. If anyone been to the Maldives, it's pretty much like that. You've got these stilted complex which is built specifically for diving, so this is a diving resort and it's all geared around diving. Just there, we're number 20. This is one of the best spots in the resort because it is right next to the dive centre. That is where we go in the boat to go off diving, and we have already done 2 dives. God, we're knackered. And we've got an early start tomorrow as well. So we did just a little sort of get to know each other dive. They didn't call it that, I called it that. Really just to get to know, get familiar with the house reef it's called, because that is where you do your sunset and your night dives. So I guess it was also a way of the guide, Leo, to sort of get to know us and to know our capabilities and so on. And also we had some new gear as well. Liz has got new wetsuits and what have you, so she couldn't actually go down at all, so she had to take some extra weights. I've got a new lens to play with. So anyway, there was that, and that was quite interesting. But we've just done a second dive over at Marbul, and that was spectacular.
Oh, this is just heaven. Beautiful resort that gets booked up for months in advance, packed with people, and there are 4 guests here. 2 of them are you and me, and 2 of them and the other 2 are Lindsay and Sharon. And we've just had 2 dives, just arrived at lunchtime, we've had 2 dives, and tomorrow we're off to Sipadan, and again it's just going to be the 4 of us. There's hardly anybody doing any diving around here, so we've just got the whole place to ourselves, and it's beautiful. Just lovely.
What's all the shouting?
It's the workers. I think they're playing football or volleyball or something over there. It sounds great. It sounds like they're having some fun.
That's their whole complex.
I think
for
so,
the workers,
yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Because when this place is full, there's got to be a lot of staff here working, I should think. This is so nice because there's nobody here. There's nobody taking bloody selfies and stupid girls jumping around and all that nonsense, all that Instagram rubbish. It's just this.